Hi, I am Gonzalo Albiñana and welcome to M.V.P. Thanks a lot for purchasing this effect. I'm very happy to share this with you, and I'm very also grateful to Crazy Jokers that has again trust one idea of mine to be able to share it with you. So this is M.V.P. I'm very happy to have this box here in my hands and in your hands, unless you are buying this from a pirate web or something like that, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so what is M.V.P? M.V.P is my personal take on the mental board ESP, mental ESP board. This is an effect that I think is very interesting. I think it's super powerful. It's super simple, super direct. It's anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. It's super strong for laymen. But I don't know why I have not seen so much or so many mentalists doing it. And I think it's because of the material. I think it's because of the way that is usually constructed. This effect usually is presented with a great big plexiglass with elastic bands, you know, and 6 piles of things on each side. And I think it's a weird looking prop, even though it's kind of normal in a way because it's very basic. But I think it's weird, like if you are a proper mentalist, like, you know, all dressed in black and with some papers and a couple of pencils, and that's it, because you're I don't know. Suddenly, if you take that kind of magician prop, it's weird. This effect comes from the 30s. Okay, the first time that it was published, more or less, as far as I can known, at least for now, on the 30s by U.F. Grant, one of the greatest inventors in magic, because he was a dealer. It's an effect always related to dealers. It was called a slate of mind, and the idea was that you have a slate with elastic bands on the edges, and you put cards on the sides, and then when you turn it, they match. Okay, this was the original thing. It was a strong effect, but we are looking a little bit, you know, a little bit we're looking. Then on the 50s, almost, yeah, on the 59, something like that, Tony Corinda put out another effect that was called Can slate test. And he introduced the idea of, instead of, you know, using all of the sides, he opposed the predictions. Like, it was like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, 4 or 5, something like that. I'm not really sure right now, but something like that. Then a lot of dealers have developed the idea and have played with it, and they create different versions. I think, as far as I can tell, I think it was Tony Espina after Corinda that created the plexiglass board for the effect, with the publish of and selling of Clearly Mental, which is a really cool name, by the way. He used 4 and 4 ESP symbols. Tony Spina, by the way, was the mentor of a little boy named David Kotkin that later became David Copperfield. So, you know, that man knows a thing or two about magic. I know him because of the DVD of The Holdout, but that's another story of Alan H. Greenberg. Okay, that's another story, sorry. So, then on the literature, we have David Hoy, the famous mentalist and inventor, the greatest, one of the greatest minds in mentalism. Then in the book The Bold and Subtle Miracles of Dr. Faust, he published Dr. Rhyme Improved. It was his own take on the slate test. And he reduced it in size. He created a board such as maybe a little bit more, something like this, and the elastic bands were in a horizontal position, and you put 3 on top and 3 on the bottom, okay, and they match. The spectator, you have to decide on the center or right side or left side or whatever, and they match. And I think this is one of the greatest improvements because of the size and because of the method, because it allows another kind of possibilities and handlings that we will discuss it later. But it was the key. Well, also another dealers were, for instance, Kobari or Astor. I will mention it very quickly now. But sorry, with the Bihoy, I think it was the seed for Max Maven, the great and sadly lost Max Maven, that has put out in the VideoMine series, in the DVD3 of the VideoMine series, his own take using just a paper pad and a rubber band, and only 3 cards that we will discuss later. So that's basically what a little bit of going through the history of the effect. And as I was saying, dealers like Kobari or the very own Tony Spina or Astor has created a very, very powerful, very mystifying piece. You know, he has a huge ESP plexiglass board, and the method is super clever, but it's also you have some complications with it. Well, whatever, it's a great thing, but again, weird looking thing, very big. Whatever. I kind of prefer the approach of David Hoy and Max Maven, and that's why I developed M.V.P, that I'm about to talk you more about it. So let's see a little bit more about what is M.V.P and what have you received inside of this very beautiful box that I really love. And I love the design, I have did it myself. But first I want to say thank you in a personal and direct way through this camera. Thank you to Mr. Luc Germain. Your words are super kind and super inspiring, super, motivational for me. I really like that you like the idea. And even though we have paid you millions to say this, no, we're not. I want to say again, thanks for your output. Okay, let's see the box. What you have received inside of the M.V.P box is all of this intriguing yet beautiful material. Okay, you will have some white stickers like this. We have put it. You will never need as many as this, but we have put it a lot of them because we're nice people. Then you will receive this. These are 2 special covers that will be the main body of your M.V.P gimmick and presentation. You will only need 1, but we thought that it's cool that you have a spare unit in all the, like maybe in some years, 100 years or whatever, your material will be worse looking than now, so you can have a new one ready, or maybe you use 2 different presentations and you want to have 2 different units prepared. That's up to you. That's like, it's a little bit like you're buying 2 for the price of 1, but whatever, we are that nice. Then you will have this very little package that I'm gonna open for you. La, la, la. Aha. And what's inside the box? What's inside here? You will find some yellow stickers resembling post-its, some yellow. We will discover what's that later. You will have all of this. This is the most important thing on the whole box. these are plexiglass cards with protective film. We have put it like that in order to avoid any scratches and anything. We will peel them off later, and then you receive some white cards in order for you to prepare whatever routine you want to prepare. So this is what you have on the box. Let's see what you do with it. So let's see what you can do with it. I would recommend you, even though you have material for plenty options to change your M.V.P gimmicks and create different versions, we will discuss different methods and approaches to the M.V.P. And that means that you will maybe have to make some decisions along the way and decide, as I was saying, which version you want to build or use or whatever, even though you have spares and you have a lot of options, but maybe you want to see the video first and then do it. Okay, that's just a little warning that maybe, I don't know. Let's create the basic, what we have called the permanent version of M.V.P. What we will use is your stickers provide. You have your yellow stickers, your white stickers, the white cards, and these beautiful gimmicks that I'm really happy because, you know, due to the fact that the original effect was called in a lot of time like plexiglass or perspex glass and stuff like that, using what was the board to create the gimmick, it's something that is very fun to me. This is the secret of the M.V.P. We will see what we do with it in a moment. We will not need the two of the covers, so just take one of them. You will have your gimmick without the protective peel, and you take one of the white stickers out of the paper. Then, with a little bit of care, blow in order to avoid any dust or anything. Okay, and more or less on the center of the plexiglass, you put very carefully your sticker. If you make any mistake, or you want to trim a little bit, or you want to change the stickers in time or whatever, you will very easily peel them off. Also, some alcohol may be helpful. Okay, sorry, I don't have nails. Okay, so if you are an idiot like me, you can take another thing and put it out of the flight case. Maybe a flight case is not the best table. So then you want to put this thing inside of your holder. Okay, let's call this from now on holder. Now what you want to do is turn it off, turn in upside down on the other side. Take one of the yellow stickers. Be careful when you peel them off. Okay, I'm trying to do it quickly. So we will do it just with one to show you how it looks like and to avoid you boredom and the death of watching, because I'm very slow with this. But it's better to be slow while constructing things. You will notice that the yellow sticker is a bit bigger than the white sticker, and this is because we want to give you extra protection in order to avoid any flashes or whatever, but we will talk about it later. Okay, then you put it on top, such as this. And there is nothing more to do but complete all of the, you will repeat the same with the other four plastics gimmicks, and you will put your four white stickers on top and the yellow stickers on the back, And then with a marker, you can put here number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and whatever you want to predict or force or use in your routine on the front, on the white, not on the front obviously, but on the white sticker. Sorry, this is where I meant. Okay, here maybe your cross or number whatever, or and here number of position. Okay, so we have finished preparing our basic and permanent solution for the M.V.P. Let's see a little bit more about what we are gonna do with it. Okay, once we have the white basic cards, this is where you are gonna be putting your final revelation, your final prediction or match, perfect match. On the yellow stickers, you will put numbers, for instance. Let's do it with numbers. You can do it with whatever presentation or idea that you have, but let's do a basic approach. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Okay, here on my favorite approach to the effect, instead of ESP symbols like Kobari was, I think, the first one to start changing the ESP to another animals and photos and things. I owe that idea or that knowledge about to my really good friend and admired magician Fernando Saldaña, one of the greatest magicians and storytellers that I have ever met, one man that I admire like above almost, a lot of artists. But first, if you are gonna use letters like me, I would go to the approach of hello in English or hola en español, in Spanish. I want to say first that this is one of my working prototypes. Okay, this is one of the sets that I had been using like in real life performances before the production of M.V.P. So this is a worse quality and a worse product than what you have, because it's made with better materials and with better solutions. But still, as you can see, I have not used anything special on the letter. Okay, here you are facing. If I put it in front of the camera, you will notice the gimmick. You will notice the edges of the gimmick. But on a live situation, and this is not, the effect is done when you reveal this. The prediction is over. They don't have to look at this very close, because I do parlor and stage magic mostly. But maybe you are worried about the edges of the gimmick. So there are solutions for that. There are solutions. For once, you can create a square with the pen around it. Okay, that way, whatever you write inside here, it will be circled in a square. Maybe more camouflage. I don't really like that solution. What I prefer to do, for instance, is to create square letters. Sorry. Like for instance, if I'm gonna say hello, I'm gonna do this quickly now, so you can play around with the size of the letters and the design of it. Okay, but let's do something basic, such as this. For instance, if I'm gonna do this, okay. you will understand what is that later. What is that for? Okay, again. Sorry if this is boring, but we wanted to share it with you in order to make it clear. Okay, and this is the final O. So what you have to do now is to prepare all of the 10 matching cards to this gimmick. What we have done here is to create a word that is almost, in the case of the E, you have this and this border, you can create this better. If you make it wider, like this, whatever. This is just one idea, one approach, but you can do whatever with it, or maybe don't do anything at all, as you can see on my first folder and my first holder. I have not used this approach. But so let's create the matching cards, okay, and see what we do next. So we have our sets of gimmick ready. Let's see what we do with them. Okay, as you can see, I'm not really good at handwriting or painting or whatever, but it's kind of aesthetic or a look that I like, and I use a lot on the props that I use on the bags and boxes and stuff. If you're better or you take more time than I have taken, you will get better results, but you can also print them or use different letterings or whatever. So what you want to do is, once you have the stickers and the letters, I have decided to go with the word hello for this tutorial. And it may seem that if you use a word, you are already like telling them how it's gonna end, but then that's not really the case, because they don't know anything about the trick. And if you show them this, it's not that easy to recognize what this is, so it doesn't really matter. They can think that you're gonna create some labyrinth or whatever. So what you do is you have 5 letters and 5 letters, and you have this thing. What I like to do in the basic approach is to fold this side on top of the stickers. This side is very important, because you will notice when you fold it that this is longer than the other side. This is especially put it like that in order to give you somewhere to grab your folder, like somewhere to put your finger to make them open. Okay, this is very, very important. And also, this will be useful as a guide to your cards. But let's see the basic handling. Okay, you fold this on top, and now what you want to do is to fold it up, up, and up. This way you can show both sides, and all that they can see is some transparent plastic and 2 stickers. And this goes, in my case, to my shirt pocket. You can enter having these on the hands or having them in the pockets, or we will see other options later. But what I usually do is, let's see if we are connected somehow, if we can communicate properly, you and me, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys some papers, and all of you another sets of papers. Mix them all. Doesn't really matter what you do with them, unless you don't break them or something like that. I'm gonna show you another thing that I have bring with me. Is this thing. Have you ever seen one of these before? No, right? It's just a folder, and I have put some stickers on it with numbers in order to create a prediction. Give me one of the piles, whatever one that you want, and I'm gonna try to create a prediction. I'm gonna try to see if we are going to be able to communicate properly. I think I think you are gonna go like this. Okay, let me do my prediction. And here you can really hold it in any way you want. You can maybe, you know, your only job here is to create interest while putting this without showing them, of course. Maybe here, maybe here. I know this is an L. I know where I want this to go because the only thing that I'm doing is to pair them with the ones that are preset on the gimmick. You maybe can change this set, this order, okay? Maybe you decided to go in another direction, but we will talk about that later. So once you have created a matching gimmick, a matching set to your gimmick, this is the fun part. So this is my prediction. Let's see if you are connected with me or not, guys. Where do you want me to put this card without looking at it? In number 1, 2, 5, 3, whatever. In number 5, okay. In this case, this is an H, but it doesn't really matter. Number 4, okay. Number 4. The only thing that I'm doing now is to be putting each one of the cards, as you already know, behind of our gimmick. The letters and the size of the props, it doesn't really matter in which way. It is true that it is better if they are in the same way, you know, like that, poop, and poop. So in this moment, the only thing left is to say, okay, let's see, and this is something that I like. Let's see what you have created. Guys, this is already amazing. You have created the word hello. And the best part is that I also created the word hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, bam, 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 boom, bam. Finish. What I have done there, I go with the turning first of the, let's see what, or you can do it whatever you want. You can do it like this and then boom. I like that revelation a lot. Because of the weight of the plastic, it will help you, you know. So let's see, in the case that you want to show your prediction first, let's see what I have written. I have put together the word hello, and you answer back, hello, very polite, thank you, I'm very amazing, blah, 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 whatever. But I feel that if you show first their prediction, their choice, you have put together you are creating more interest on your words than on theirs. Here is the gimmick, here is not. You will be better with them burning this thing instead of this, even though, as you can see, this is pretty much invisible. Okay, so this is the basic approach and the basic match. Then by the end, you can take everything out. Okay, you can do it, sorry. And then here, and then here, and then here, and here. Even you can throw them to the audience, whatever, and show there is nothing more here, and also throw them to them. What I meant when I said that you will end up taking everything out and giving everything to examination is this. You will push a little bit with your thumb. See how easy everything moves, okay? What it is moving here is both the regular card and the plexiglass with your sticker. So what you want to do is first, what I think is the most clever way, first you push all of the gimmicks out, okay? And then maybe you can even ditch them into a top hat or bag or whatever. And then you take out the normal ones, the regular ones, and let them fall on top of the gimmicks. In a parallel situation, such as here, in a parallel situation, nobody will care about this. Nobody will see anything about this. Even you can make it more chaotic or throw some of them to them, you know, and then you throw them. This, if you want to go that way, you don't need to go that way. But you can really show that this is empty and this is empty and there's nothing to see, nothing. Or we will discuss later if you can do more things with the stickers. Another presentation that I really, actually I prefer because it suits me more and I have more play with it, is this one, okay? You will start having this. I will normally go out without saying a word with this in my pocket and go like, hello. Then I point to somebody, hey, hello. You know, so I'm creating a lot of fuss about this. Hello, hello. Then this is more time consuming, but I take out all of the cards. You know, it's a little bit more time consuming, but it's something that I like to do in some presentation. Don't do that, because if you do that, the better way to do it is like this. Sorry, because I'm trying to hurry. And then, so you take all of them. You have seen, they have seen the word hello, hello. You give them the things. You can show that this is empty. You put it here, but on side. Ask them to shuffle. Take this out again, and say, let's try to create a match. Let's try to say hello again without looking. Let me start first and see if we end up saying the same thing to one another, okay? But I'm gonna give you a little surprise, maybe. You take the cards as they have shuffle them and give them to you. And here you can do again the effect, like which with the other set of cards, which one to this. Okay, I'm putting them behind. I had started with the cards in front of the gimmicks. Now I am putting them behind of the gimmicks. Why? You will see in a moment. You put them in any order that they asked and say, let's see if we have matched and we have been able to go back to say hello to each other again. First, let's see what I have done. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did it wrong. But let's see what you did. Hello. Hello, hello. You know, it's in Spanish, I have more jokes with this. But it's kind of silly and you have really to present it properly. But I like the idea of a mix match prediction, like something that this is very silly. They were expecting you to form the word hello and you did it wrong, but they also did it wrong, but it's right at the same time. Maybe it's stupid or funny, or you may like it or not, but this is my favorite way to present it. Let's see other options. You can have this always ready in your pocket. In other cases that we will discuss in a moment, you can create different versions in which you end up breaking everything. But even though I prefer to use the word hola, and ends up with the H here, and you know, I use this is like exclamation mark because hola in Spanish is 4 words, hello, 5, whatever. This is the set that I use. You can use numbers, guys. You can use colors, And the colors is a here we will talk about this in a moment. Colors are a very interesting option because you are creating the square that you can use to camouflage the gimmick. You can use also the ESP signs, obviously, or different photos, names, languages. You know, this was my first English set. You can draw things, you can print pictures, you can use stickers, whatever. One thing that I'm playing with is to use the gimmick in order to create a huge version. It's something that we are not gonna discuss here because it's something that you can play with. You have my blessing to play with it. I would love to see what you do with it. It's a more tricky handling and it's in a more tricky situation, but I'm playing with it and I just wanted to share with you because it's the same basic principle of the gimmick. But having said all of this, let's see other options like this one. But we will do it in another take. So this is the two basics or the two main permanent routines with M.V.P. But the origin of the idea was a little bit different. Before we find out the stickers, which we do believe that is the best option to use for everybody, or most of the cases, I was using a different thing. Let me show you what, because it also brings you different possibilities. With the sets, remember that this is the basic set of Ola that I have been playing with this. Instead of stickers, what I was using were post-it notes. Okay, special post-it notes that I cut out to match exactly the size of the gimmicks that I was using. And this has different possibilities because once we have empty the holder of cards and gimmicks, the plexiglass gimmicks, I can take all of the notes out of the gimmick, out of the folder, as you have seen in the tutorial, and end up holding just a transparent plastic bag in order to prove in a very magician style maybe that there was nothing tricky involved in any of the procedures or the effects or whatever. This is something that I believe is beautiful and useful, and it takes the ESP board a little bit further. You know, I think I do believe that is a good solution for the effect, but maybe it's not that great. Well, maybe yes, maybe don't. Maybe you don't need it because if you have this permanently glued to the folder, the effect is finished. They sit empty anyhow. You know, you don't need to re-prepare anything. That's up to you. Any of the two options, I think, and we believe they are great. But it is true that the stickers, the post-it notes, also give you possibilities of different handlings and different endings and different ideas or different messages. It looks a little bit maybe more common. I don't know. For instance, one of the ideas that I like, which is very close, sorry for the mess, to the hello thing, is this. Ending a prediction with a mistake, with a mismatch, which is, in a way, a weird way to match, you know, because when you change one of these, the other two will also, you know, you understand. But, so after you show here on the hello plot, it's like, oh, I have made a mistake, I'm sorry, but oh great, you did it great, you know, it's kind of a solution. Here is different, here is disappointing because it's like, this is my prediction and you failed. I'm sorry. Or I fail, if you want to not make them feel bad. But it's like, oh, but wait. You twist it one more time and said, I think there is another posit behind it. So you build it up. You will miss number 3. You will miss number 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, you're right. Blah 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 blah. For instance, this is just an example of what you can do, or you can say the colors red and blue will be mixed, whatever kind of message or whatever kind of thing, and you can continue peeling everything off. I like this. Maybe it's not, that good idea. I don't know, but I like the bam, throwing out everything like confetti or something like that. For this, I have changed a little bit the gimmick of the M.V.P. I'm gonna show it to you right now. The original gimmick that I created with deposits is a little bit different of the perfect M.V.P gimmick that you already have created, probably, if you are not waiting to finish the video to create it. But what allow us is to end, as I said, taking everything out of the folder and showing there is nothing left, when everything is out. How that is made is like this. You will have to create a gimmick a little bit differently, very, very little bit differently, which is, instead of putting the yellow sticker on the back of the folder, you will put your yellow sticker on the back of your gimmick. This way, you have this thing. You have inside the yellow sticker and inside your gimmick. Then you will cover this gimmick with the post-it or anything. With the stickers that you have been provided, you can create fake post-its, or even you can peel them off. You can really easily peel them off and put them back on. But this is very good material, and it's best to not use it as a, as trash. It's better to leave them. And if you want to go this way, you can use regular post-its instead of the special stickers that you will be better with using them as gimmicks. What this is for is, when there is no white card, there is no way that you can flash that there is a gimmick. Sorry, let me put it here better, because you have some cover on this. Also, you can even take the craziness of putting post-its on both sides, so there is nothing. The thing is that you will need to peel this for the revelation, okay? But this is an extra thing. I don't really use that because I know how to fold it and how to show it in order to avoid showing the gimmicks. Once that you have created this, in order to create this, sorry, what you will need to do is first cut out the ends of the paper, put it on top of the sticker, because the yellow sticker, if you remember, we have created bigger in order to give you extra security. But on this gimmick, having the post-its, you will not need that much security. Okay, so having cut that out, what you want to do, because I have already prepared the rest in order to save you some time, what you want to do is the same thing as at the beginning. You put this thing here, you turn it back. Sorry, hope you can see it properly. Then you peel this very carefully. Sometimes you may bend a corner And you will realize that maybe there is a little mark on it. Don't worry, because it will not be visible. So you will never... Aha, perfect. You will never write any number here. This is only for camouflage, okay? You will not put any number here. You will put something in the white part, a letter, a number, a symbol, whatever you want, but not in here, because this is for the back. This is ready to go. So, what this allows us is to end empty, as we have discussed, and think that you can, as well as I mentioned, to put post-its or to end, to start with the cards on top, whatever that you want. Okay, and then you have the possibilities of multiple revelations with message written on the post-its, or the end of everything examinable. So I want to share a little of bonus ideas that I have been playing with, and I will keep on investigating with you in order to see if you came with something by yourself. This is the thing that I like the most about M.V.P, that I feel that is super free, super easy to change and to write things, different presentations, approaches, different ideas. That's what really drives me to create magic and to go forward with it and explore different options. And I really like the handwriting things that I have talked to you later. There is my biggest inspiration for this effect, obviously, is Max Maven. And in the can artist approach that he has a really clever solution. He only uses 3 cards and 3 painted matches. Okay, so he has a paper pad, he paint 3 options and asks you to put different cards on each one of the 3 sides. This is very interesting for many reasons. For one, it doesn't look like a mentalist prop or a magician prop, because it's just a guy with a pen writing predictions down, like with the rest of the material probably. But also, having 3 options, which is like in the David Hoy Dr. Writing Proof approach, allows you, in a weird way, to really don't need to use any gimmicks sometimes, because there is probably a chance of they really matching, because there is only 3 options. Okay, so they have it like here, and if you put here, like if I know that here I have a star, a triangle, and a circle, probability is that they will sometimes put that for real. And that is very interesting, because you can try to create, before the 5 prediction, you can try to do it with 1 or 2. You know, let's see, let's warm up a little. I'm gonna put 1 card here. Which one, you know, pick another one, boom, they match. Or, you know, you can try to warm up a little with a smaller coincidence before the big ending. Okay, that's one thing. Also, the writing thing inspired me, like with the idea of, would it be possible, or would this trick be better if it looks even more impromptu? So that's why I think, what if I approach somebody in the show or in pre-show situation, and I ask them to, you know, write a 5-letter word or a 5-letter country, you know, or your, how is your pet name, whatever thing, or what is the name of your loved one, whatever, and write it here, please, I don't want to look at it, you know. Oh wait, you know, it's better if I don't, no, forget this. It's better if I leave you instead, let's make it bigger. Take these 5 cards and this pen and write one letter in each one of the cards, and I will ask them later in the show. So you go out and you have your little information. You can have this with a big device or with a center there, Barry Richardson material, you know, men, acidus novus. You know, there is tons of material on peaks and center tears and stuff. So you have the word already in your possession, but nobody knows that. Somebody is left with some paper and you ask them, you can even show maybe one example, something like that. You can ask them to prepare your cards. And what you're gonna do is in your dressing room before the show, you're gonna create a matching set of cards. Well, a matching set of gimmicks. And you will prepare 5 more white cards. So, what they feel in the show is that you came up to somebody and say, you have one word in mind, and I ask you, when I leave, I gave you 5 papers and a pen, and this is real, and I asked you to write one letter in each one of the cards, and I left before you write anything. Is that true? Yeah, it is true. Okay, don't show them to me. I'm gonna try to predict each one of the letters. And maybe, you know, you start to write each one of the letters that you know that she have or he have wrote because you have your center there or your pick device or your whatever. And let's make it a little bit more complicated. Let's try to see if we arrange these words, because these words can create millions of options. You know, you can look up how many combinations are possible with 5 letters. I don't know, but mathematicians will know. Let's see if not only I predict what have you written, but we also connect in a way that we make them match. So then, with a word that they believe that you don't know, you have created a prediction effect and also a match effect, an impossible match effect using M.V.P. Obviously, you want to trying to imitate the letter, you know, the handwriting of the person for the gimmicks, but you can also use your own handwriting and change it. Nobody will really notice because they don't really know, you know. Or you can use the other side and put their selection in the non-gimmick size. Okay, whatever. I think more or less. I really like that idea. I have not used it in public yet, but I'm really working on that because I think it's very interesting. I am passionate about the endless possibilities of different approaches, different cards, different presentations. I'm really looking forward to see what you came up with it. I really want to hear what you think about the effect, and I'm really, really grateful for you to trust me and to trust Crazy Jokers and to trust, most of all, M.V.P. I'm really looking forward to see what you do, as I said, and I'm thank you and say you goodbye.